Hi, this is Claire again with the cards of the week. I'm sorry, sometimes I might be coughing or something like that. Right now, all the small children are having flu and everything, so they are having the infects they did not had last winter. And if you are a parent, you will also get something from it. So yes, I'm using Smith Waite, the boring, wonderful Smith Waite, this time again. And we have quite interesting cards this week. 2 5s, and we know this one very well from previous readings, and the uniting and problem-solving 6 of swords between them. So this is quite interesting. And we start with the first card. We have a look at each of them, and then we have a look at them together as an energy unit, you could say. And the first card is the 5 of Wands. We see different forces arguing with each other. They are quarreling. They are like in a competition somehow, but no one is especially stronger than the others. So this is important. If you compare it to the 5 of Swords, we see at the 5 of Swords, one is the winner and all of the others are defeated. And the swords have, of course, a sharp energy in themselves. The wands are more soft. They are also male cards, strong cards, but this is softer. So from the energy itself, it can be difficult to find your way this week. There are so many options. Every option wants to be seen, wants to be in the front, so to say. They are quarreling who is the best. And you are like, which one should I take? Who is, or which is the solution? What should I do? And this can be quite complicated. Of course, everyone wants options, but if you have many options, it can be difficult to see which one is the best. Which way should I go? Yeah, this is like sometimes in the supermarket, you are standing in front of one of these big, where the things are standing in the supermarket, and you are like, oh, there are so many options. Which bread should I pick up, or which milk or yogurt? Do you say yogurt in English? This is especially difficult. I think you are standing in front of the I don't know the English word for regal, but you might know this from your experience in supermarkets too. You are standing in front of all these beautiful things. Let's say it's like this, and it's like, which one should I pick? It's simply too much, and you are thinking, and your head is becoming like wool, entangled wool, as we say in German. And I'm sorry, and it's quite difficult. This is like a wool situation, yeah? Much power. We have Mars, we have the element of fire. There is much power, much fire, much energy, but it's difficult to tell which one is right. And because it's easier to say it this way around, I will take this card first, and then comes our solution. Here we have another 5. This is fire, this is water, so these are like the core elements, the mother and father elements, so to say, in tarot. And here we have the emotions. We had these cards in previous readings. It is not easy. It is like you have to let go and you have to do this. And letting go is difficult when you seem to lose the main part of what you were doing or wanting or trying to achieve. These are 3 cups and these are just 2, but they are standing here like an entrance. Yeah, this is a typical keyword for this card. You find this in many books. It's like an entrance. And this is true for this card. In my opinion, just my personal opinion, this black cloak, I think it's called, does not do the card very well, because it's so strong, and it is too strong for my feeling, in my opinion. But the core meaning is, of course, true, because you have to let go. It is not so easy, and it is like you have to pick some options. There is a way, and together with this card, we see where the cards are going here. It is like I have to choose one of these battle people, so to say. I have to choose one of these fighters, or one opinion, or one way I want to go. I have to choose. What will I do? I don't know which is the best way, and this can be quite confusing, especially today when you have so many options. Normally, in most situations, you have very many options, and our grandparents, they would say, like, it's confusing, yeah, because their time you had just one or two options, and it is not just about shopping or things like that. It is also about life choices, decisions. It is beautiful that we have so many options, but it is also very difficult, because when you take one, you have to exclude the others. Here we are with these ones. You put these down and you choose the others. So it's always the question, which way is best? And sometimes it's you want to take one or two or three options at the same time. It would be wonderful, but it's not possible. So it's wonderful, but it's also frustrating sometimes. And this is where the cards here are speaking about. But we don't have just two cards, we have three. And here comes the wonderful, the lovely Six of Swords. It is in the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. The six is beauty. This means beauty in a sense of harmony. It is not a superficial beauty. It is like walk in beauty, the wonderful saying from the Navajo tradition. Walk in beauty. This means beauty in a sense of wholeness, of integration, of every part has its place, so to say. It is balance. Yeah, it is about balance. It's not perfection. Every part has its place, but because every part has its place, no one is excluded, nothing is excluded, and so true beauty is happening, so to say. So this card is, of course, the Swords. This means your rational thinking. This is head thinking, so to say. It is not gut feeling. It is not decisions by your heart. It is really from the head. And this is an energy that is also needed. I sometimes also tell my clients, it is sometimes the best way to go with your gut feelings, but sometimes it's better to follow your head, so to say. Make a list. This is always a sentence I say when this card shows up, as a joke, of course, but somehow it's not a bad idea to make a list, to see it like a man, so to say. Men are often more like head-oriented, more... yes, not so much feeling types as women. Sometimes there are, of course, exceptions on both ways. This is not about cliches, but you will know what I mean. So this is, have a look at it like a man who is very rational. And also, there is another thing. And also this card, I have also already talked about this black cloak that I think is a little bit too much. A little bit too heavy, so to say. And this is also with this lady. Many people, when they have a first look at this card, I know this from readings, they think like, oh my gosh, she is depressed. It must be a very sad situation. And this is not the optimum for this card, because this is six, this is beauty. Yeah. So, yes, sometimes I'm quarreling a little bit with the cards. They are the traditional cards, but to me, not everything is perfect on them. So this is with every tarot deck. You won't find a deck that is perfect in any way. So I just want to mention it, not to tell you about my personal taste preferences, but that you see this is not depression. Yeah. When you see this card, you might think, oh, she is depressed. She is very unhappy. And then the Swords, and then when you don't know more about the cards, the impression could arise that this is a very sad card, like leaving but you didn't want to leave or something like that. So it's important to talk about that. I just wanted to add it. And here is the water. It is very lively, and here the water is very calm. So I don't know if you have it in English. In German we have sailing into calmer waters. This is a saying, yeah, or an expression. We are sailing into calm waters. So this means life won't be so upbeat somehow. It is not so, yes, confusing also. It becomes calmer, and this is very beautiful. There is order in your thoughts. There is a plan. There is a way you know you want to go. Yeah, so this becomes very much more clear. And these cards, just a moment, I'm sorry, this card is a uniting force for the other duos. Yes, here we have Mars in our feelings. This is not good. He is like an axe in the woods, as we say in German. He is the axe in the woods, and this means too much and destroying. Here we have the energies quite a little bit better. So the element of fire and Mars, of course, they go well together. This is fire, this is passion. This is also a little bit much. Yes? So if we take these cards together, this becomes our leading force for the week. Make a plan, make a list. Yes, your gut feeling is wonderful and your feeling from the heart is wonderful, but now it's time to use the brain, the cold brain, so to say. It's not so passionate, it's not so fiery somehow, but it will make it. Yeah, think about it like a rational man, so to say. And yes, here we have the feelings, the letting go, and the Six of Swords is like it's taking this energy, it's saying yes to this energy. The swords are also good for cutting things, so you can let go with your new plan. This is about harmony, this is about balance, so it's also touching your feelings. It's not just the head, yeah? But the head should go ahead, so to say. He should make the decisions. And here we have all this passion, and I could do this, and I could do that, and there is this and that, and your mind is like chattering, yeah? All these possibilities, and it's also like a little bit frustrating because there are so many, but now you have the Six of Swords, and you are looking especially at ways into calmer water, yeah? So have a look for these 5 and pick one. You have to let go, you cannot take all, and this might be a little bit frustrating at first, but pick what will bring you into calmer waters. So this means have a look for things that are leading you in a direction that is not too lively, that is not too upbeat, but that has a certain order, that is serving you well for the future. So it's a little bit boring, yes it is, but it's a good way, yeah, because the Six of Swords has everything on its plate. It's not just about like one way and everything else is diminished or something like that. It's really about the best solution, yeah? But it is a solution that is leading into calm waters, that is leading into harmony and beauty in its broad sense. I'm sorry. So it takes out the sharpness of this card, of the feeling of loss, because you have a good decision then, and it takes out the sharpness of this card, which means there are too many options. Which should I choose? So when we put it in a nutshell, I think you say it like this in English. In German we would say, when we put it short, this is a week for planning, for rational thinking, for your head. Make a list, make a plan, and just do it like that. Yeah, maybe next week we will have very emotional cards, I don't know, very passionate cards, or the element Earth is popping up and showing us the element of practical things. But here we see clearly the mind, the head, everything around this. This is your leading force for this week. So have a wonderful week, and we will see each other next week again.